My name's Malika. I'm one of the
Right.
hosts at Urban Asian. And I'm excited to kind of dive deeper into your role in Veda. Yeah, thank you so much for speaking with me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So kind of jumping right in, how did you prep for your character? Because it is very different from some of the other characters that you're notably known for. So how did you kind of get into the skin of your character?
I told myself that I'm not playing a villain. I'm not playing an antagonist. I'm playing a protector of the culture and traditions and, a savior of the society. That's how I projected myself as Jitendra Pratap saying. For me, uh, he's just trying to do good. That's what he thinks. And, these people are just coming and like spoiling the plan. And he doesn't like that. And he has to resort to violence, which is not his forte in a way. That's how
Mhm.
I designed that character. Uh, because of course his family and supporters are all pro-violence, but he's trying to project this image where he's a non-violent guy and is progressive. So it's quite an interesting one, quite an interesting journey for me as an actor, to be very honest. The challenge was to not make him the quintessential villain. You know,
Okay.
um, I remember the first time Nikhil sir he met me and he spoke about Veda. I asked him whether he really wants me to play the part because he has an action star like John Abraham. It seemed like a huge, of course it is, but on the script also it seemed like a huge film and a proper action commercial film.
Yeah.
Uh, so I was very confused whether he really means it, but he was so sure of me, and he said that I'm not looking for the muscles. I'm looking for your eyes, your talent, and your thoughts. And that was very special because I think very rarely directors take such chances with fresh actors like me. So yeah, I mean, I think from the onset, I was very excited because it was, of course, like a film which is very important. Uh, Maybe a little too late, but
Hmm.
nevertheless, I think I've been saying this in every interview. I'm not saying this for effect, but I really think that you have to give a lot of credit to the makers,
Mhm.
Z Studios. Of course, it's coming on Z5 Global now.
Yeah.
Nikhil Advani, MA Entertainment, John Abraham. Because these guys, they must have like really, they must have really had long meetings discussing whether they want to really produce a film like this or not. It's not an
Yeah.
easy film. So yeah, I was very happy to be a part of a film like that. Yeah, and the cherry on the cake was that I was playing the antagonist, the main antagonist in a Bollywood commercial masala film, which I think was my college time dream, because my friends always told me that I can play a good villain. So yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Was that something that resonated with you? Because I mean, I've seen some of your films and you're always like mainly in a comedic role, right? Which I absolutely love seeing you in. Like I just watched 3-2 and that was like amazing to kind of see the comedic timing that you have. Was that something that ever resonated with you that, my friends said that I should maybe play a villain and maybe this is my opportunity to do so?
In this one,
And Veda, yeah, for Veda, that this is your opportunity to kind of play that villain that
oh
people had
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah. When it came to me, I was like, yes, like for me, it was like my manifestations worked, or my friends' manifestations worked. Some manifestation definitely worked there. So I was
Okay.
very happy. I was very excited because I mean, when you're working with great directors, I think it's all about it's a director's medium, right? And Nikhil Advani is one of the finest directors we have, and I was very excited to work with him. So it all just came together. I was elated.
Is it difficult to kind of fit into like you're saying, a script that is around your character being this villainous arc, but in your head, you have to convince yourself that no, my character is just kind of trying to take the culture forward. Is it difficult to fit into a script like that coming from, roles like you have in 3-2, that type of franchise where it is mainly comedic in a horror comedy genre?
The comedy actually happened by chance. I mean, I had no clue that I can do good comedy, though I used to do a lot of comedy plays and back theater days, back then in theater days. But I actually thought I'm going to be a villain, like because Ajji, my first film was like that. I mean, that was a dark
Yeah.
indie film by Devashish Makhija. So I was always preparing for a character like Jitendra Pratap Singh. Jana
Mhm.
happened by chance. So
Okay.
that happened by chance. Comedy happened by chance. But yeah, I just love this action genre. I don't know
Okay.
why. I mean, I know I don't look like the guy who flies and kicks and all that, but I really like it. I think I enjoy it, and I feel that for me, action is in the eyes. Like if you can get violence here, you don't need to really show the punch. So, and that's how I think Nikhil sir treated the interval scene in Veda. Earlier, there was a draft where it was a full scale action scene,
Okay.
the interval scene, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was very nervous because I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get into a fist fight with the John Abraham? But thankfully, and probably rightly so, when they cast me, they decided that okay, let's just keep it like a conversational scene, and let's take it like that. And just before the shot, Nikhil sir comes to me and he's like, treat it like an action scene. Though it's
Interesting.
like dialogue heavy, it's all like talky, talky, talky. Treat it like action scene. That was one of the best directions I've ever heard. I love such things, when somebody like director comes and tells you one thing and you're just like, and if I don't know if you've seen the movie, for
Yeah.
the viewers, when you see the film, you will realize that there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of violence in whatever they are communicating to each other. And that's the beginning of basically the action of Veda. So yeah, I treated that scene like that. So I had some very interesting memories from that as an actor, just to be in that kind of space and do that.
And that kind of leads me perfectly into my last question for you, which was, obviously there's quite a lot of action scenes throughout the film.
Mm.
Did you do all of like the stunts? And if so, do you have like a favorite that you were able to film that has stuck with you?
No, I do my own stunts. I'm very pro at that. I didn't have to jump. As I said, I didn't have to do any kind of fancy flying scenes or something like that. So it was all running and shooting, and as I said, it was all in the eyes. And that was the plan. The plan was to not make him like an action villain. He's an antagonist, and play him like that. And he has his goons. He doesn't need to like go and fight. I mean, that's not what a Jitendra Pratap Singh will do. No, he's not going to go out and chase an Abhimanyu. He'll send people to chase.
Yeah.
It's only when his brother dies.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a spoiler, guys. Sorry, but it's only when a mishappening, someone from the family
Yeah.
dies, then Jitendra Pratap Singh, I think, becomes the goon, which is his core. You know,
Hmm.
that's when he takes the gun in his hand. That's when he wants to chase and he wants to run and he wants to take that revenge. So before that, it's all he's just a big boss.
And do you ever have like a moment when you're doing a stunt that you're thinking in your head, how did I end up here? Like, how did I get into this where I'm doing this stunt? And if so, has there ever been a time where you were actually afraid that, okay, this person's going to hit me or I'm going to get a mark from this or something like that? Or has that not happened yet for you?
Well, I'm going to quote Rana Dugupati here because on a different on a different project,
Yeah.
there was an action scene, and me and Rana's, we both we were just our character is supposed to just observe or watch what's happening and not get in the scene. But while acting, I saw that the bucket was missing the co-actor's head by inches. And though
Oh,
those are fake buckets, but if they hit you hard, it can really cause you an injury. Maybe a minor injury, but it would definitely cause you an injury. And
yeah.
every time that would happen, I'll go I'll make some faces and and that was not a part of my character. The director said cut, and I'm like, okay, sorry, sorry, sorry. And then I looked at Rana, I'm like, my God, what if he hits him?
Yeah.
And then, and that was I think, one of my first few projects, yeah. And Rana tells me that, Rana looks at me and is like, welcome to the movies, bro. So I kept that in my in somewhere in my subconscious that
Okay.
I mean that's a choice I made to do
Yeah,
movies, to act. So I'll have to live with that choice.
it's very true.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were all of my questions for you. Thank you so much for speaking with me and kind of digging deeper into your character. And I've watched the film, and I mean, there were times that I had to kind of go like this because I'm
So
not a very
yeah, it is.
action
It is a tough film. Yeah, it's a tough
person.
film to watch.
But I think it's a very important topic that was brought forward that I
Yeah.
really appreciated seeing on screen. And I'm excited for viewers to be able to watch it worldwide because Z5 Global allows that to happen. So thank you so much for speaking with me.